Hey, can y'all hear? All right, hold on real quick. Let's echo out. All right. How y'all doing today? Thank y'all for joining. Let me see. Somebody got questions. Are you chatting? Yeah, see. Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically, guys, this is just gonna be a brief overview of the comfort corner. Tana's getting her tea and stuff. And basically this is just showing you guys how we can build with each other, grow, and also make money. You know what I'm saying? But it don't have to always be about money. And that's the main thing. I'm getting an echo. Let me close the door. All right, much better. So I guess I can take any questions while we wait on, everybody to come in and any new people to join. Anybody have any questions or anything about the company or what we're doing here?
Hi, everybody. My name is Tina. I have a question.
Hey, how
I've
you
been
doing?
listening to all the voice messages so far, but I still don't understand. I even sent you I did a DM to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to understand the $50 stuff and how to get into it.
Right. So yeah, all that is a way that in all these companies basically, it's you see how today in Watermine, which is a Bitcoin company, people were stressing because the server went down. It was too much traffic, the server went down, it was just problems. If we can make our own money and it's automatic, which means you don't have to wake up and check it and do this and do this. All you do is sign up, join, and start making money. And that's what the $50 is. It's just levels. The first level is actually $20. Then it goes to 50, then it goes to 100, and it goes to 150. In each level, you're getting perks, you're getting incentives, you're getting stuff that helps you in each level and builds you. So we'll kind of have it to where you'll see it on the website. We'll post the link here soon, and you guys will be able to see the actual website and see how it works and how you can build together. And now the host.
I hope that, I don't know if it's a good view or not because it's very small. So I'm going to try to get in as close as I can. But thank you everyone for joining. My name is Tahani. If you all don't know, I do want to give a special shout out to my girlfriend, Nicole, who's on here. I'm not sure if my publicist Nicole is on here, but I do definitely want to give a shout out to Nicole Brown. Okay, so Nicole Brown is on here, Duan. Nicole Brown, that's my publicist. She's on here. I did see Nicole LeBlanc. She's not on here, but that's the young lady I was telling you all about who I would like to get on, whose daughter passed away. Her name is Kay. Okay, she's here. She passed away from lupus a couple of years ago, so she'll be on next week, hopefully sometime, just to share her story and just keep Kay's legacy going. But basically, also too with Nicole Brown, who is my publicist, I'm gonna have her on here too. We want to include her in the package that I think Phil was explaining a little while ago. But basically, when you sign up for Voice, there are so many perks that we've decided to include inside of the Voice platform. Basically, what you'll get is black seeds, which we have, well, I'll go over that a little, towards the end because we don't have that much time, but you get black seeds, you get green tea, you get face masks, you get an opportunity to be on the show, Bedroom Busters and Bites, you get a free copy of my novel, autographed copy. I mean, there's a lot of perks. So while you're waiting to receive your residual income, you're also receiving monthly products that you can use that are very beneficial for you. But back to Comfort Corner. So before I started, I sent out a link for everyone to just kind of like get a feel of what it is that we'll be talking about. And I know a lot of times on these Zoom calls, like I said, we always talk about money and, advancing in life, financially.
Right, financial gain.
But I want to talk more about advancing in life spiritually,
Right.
emotionally. So with this little exercise that I created, I just basically talked about how, we all come from, something,
Right.
someone. And when I say something, I mean, we all have endured several different traumatic experiences in our lives. And a lot of times we can't move forward until we're able to address those things. So in this little worksheet or exercise that I created, what I wanted to do was I wanted for everyone to kind of like look over it and basically acknowledge some of the things that you've gone through, kind of like what Phil did the other night off of a random, which I do give him many props for that. He's been very overwhelmed. He's, losing his voice. And then I started losing my voice as we was talking. But anyway, Phil did it in a way which was, kind of like off, I don't want to really say schedule, but he did it the way that he felt needed to be done. But I wanted more of a format. And I'll start off first. So if you don't have the paper in front of you, or if it isn't on your phone, I'm going to just start off first because I do give scenarios. And for the first one, I talk about just addressing past pain. So what I wanted to do is take it back to an age that I can remember when I was most hurt. The person who hurt me the most and how it affected me. So I'm going to speak as if I am that age again. And what I'm going to say is I'm going to put myself at the age of 16. Okay. And at the age of 16, I was hurt. Growing up, I never felt like I was attractive, because I was 16, I was in high school. And back then, when you're 16 in high school, you have girls doing things to get the boys' attention and things like that, having sex, being fast. And I was labeled a lesbian. They called me a lesbian my whole high school. They called me a lesbian my whole high school year until I got a boyfriend. And even when I had a boyfriend, we still were not, intimate. But even though I had a boyfriend, I was still called a lesbian. And that's just a light term. They really called me the D word, the derogatory term. So I was hurt by my classmates from that right there. The first person who really actually broke my heart was my cousin who passed away in her sleep. And I know that death is something that we have no control over, but at a time, when I needed her the most, I was 15, no, I was 16. Well, I was 15 when she died. The next week was her funeral, which was also my birthday. So I spent my birthday at the age of 16 at my cousin's funeral. And prior to her passing away, I was just with her that week before. So she was 19. She went to bed. And she never woke up. And she told me before she passed away, we were lying in bed together. And she said to me, she said, Tahani, she said, I'm so afraid to go to sleep. I said, why are you afraid to go to sleep? She said, because I always find myself having to wake myself up. She said, I have to wake myself up. She said, because I feel myself, stop breathing. And it's so funny because like a couple of days later, I laid there with her and I couldn't go to sleep. And she was like, why can't you sleep now? I said, I'm afraid that someone's going to die. I had a premonition. I said, I'm scared I'm going to die. She's like, don't worry, you're not going to die. You're fine. Long story short, I left my cousin on a Tuesday, Sunday, actually. I left her on a Sunday. She begged for me to stay. I said, don't worry, girl. I'll see you next week. It's my birthday, my 16th birthday. Her brother and I share the same birthday. So we hugged each other. And every time we had this thing with each other, we would hug each other and pretend like we were crying. So we're standing there hugging each other and she's pretending like she's crying. She's like, I don't want you to go. I'm like, girl, get off of me. I pushed her off of me. I'm like, I'll see you later. And I'll never forget, it was raining. And she stood outside and I sat in the back seat. And as the car pulled off, she just stood in the driveway and waved, and I wrote about this. And I just stared at her for so long until her image just became like just a blur. That's how far, we had gotten in the car and how long I stared at her. So, that right there was one of the most devastating things I had ever experienced, because Had I stayed with her, I would have been the one to wake up to find her, deceased. They said she ended up dying from an enlarged heart. And her passing away is what kicked off my career as a writer. So I took that situation, which was very, very, very traumatized. And I actually had to go to therapy because of that. I was in therapy from the age of 16 till now, because that's how bad her death affected me. But let me tell you this, though. I took that situation, and what I did was I created my first poem. And I always recite this poem whenever I talk about her, because it always makes me feel good, because I feel like through her, God showed me my purpose. And that's why I wanted to have this session, this comfort corner session. This is why I wanted to bring this platform to light, because there's so many things that we can't talk about with our family and friends, because people will use things against you and people will judge you. But I would, like to recite the poem that I wrote. I'm dedicated to her. It was my first poem. And my mom suggested that I get my emotions and feelings out, because I was on medication. I was at the age of 16, I was on Paxil for bad anxiety. It was to the point where I couldn't sleep. I would wake up in the middle of the night and check everyone in the room. Everyone's room, I would go in their room and put my finger under their nose to see if they were breathing. That's how traumatized I was. But her name was Shani, Shony. And this is the first poem I dedicated to her. And it goes like this. Loving and caring like a mother is to her child. A girl who loved life. She was crazy and wild. So sweet and brave. Too young for a grave. Her heart stopped beating as she slept and lay. On one Tuesday morning, sunny and bright, not knowing she wouldn't see that Tuesday night. I wonder if she knew how much she was loved and how much she was missed when the man from above came down and took her life from her body and whispered in her ear, "Come with me, Shani." I missed her so much, her hugs and her kisses, and the way she would laugh at my jokes and my disses. I can remember the last time I said goodbye, not knowing that 7 days later she would die. I miss her so much. I really do. And I wish I would have said more often the words, "I love you." So that right there was the kickstart off of me having a broken heart. And, you go through your emotions, you feel resentful, you feel angry, but then you learn to deal with it, because I could not imagine my life without her. But since she's passed on, that was when I was 16, I'm now 40. My family and I have had over 17 deaths in our family, back to back to back to back to back. So I'm not gonna say that I've grown accustomed to death, but I'm becoming more comfortable with it, because I know that it's something that is inevitable. So I would say that, and going back to what I said, past pain, I'm at number 4. This is one of the main reasons why, because remember, I'm still speaking now I'm speaking as a 16-year-old. This is one of the main reasons why I felt like I wasn't, good enough, because it's like, okay, my cousin left me. It's kind of like she left me. Am I unlovable? Why did she leave? You know what I'm saying? So then that makes you get into these toxic relationships with people, even, it doesn't even have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's just being friends. Being taken advantage by bosses and things like that. You find yourself, when you don't see yourself in a high image, you find yourself becoming, I don't know where he's going, but
it's people waiting.
Oh, okay, it's people waiting. I'm sorry. You find yourself becoming your worst enemy, because you start looking at yourself as being just not capable, just not that person. So you accept all types of treatment. I'm sorry, that's just no good. Who I was at that moment and what I was feeling was very lost. And I was looking for someone to basically fill the void of not having her there. So it could be a person who I knew was a stone cold liar, a person who I knew was just totally I mean, bad completely. But just to fill that void and, just so that I don't have to worry about, being alone, because it took me a very, very long time to really accept that she was going. I would literally write letters to her. And a lot of people do that too. And in the back of my mind, I'm waiting for a response. Right. So that was my past pain. That's a lot of the things that I held on to. I am now going to speak, once I started to get better. So, now I'm going to take it back to the, first time when I was happy, and growing up. I always felt happy because, thank you. I always felt happy because I always had the love and the support from my family, from my mom and stuff. Growing up, my mom and my dad, they've always encouraged me. I started reading at the age of 4. So I found the love in literature very, very early. So prior to her passing away, I always enjoyed reading, and it's so funny because my dad will tell you that I got plucked. At 4 years old, it wasn't let's watch cartoons. At 4 years old, it was like this. Here, read this paper. Sunday, read this paper. If you don't read this paper, pluck, and he did it out of love. And I appreciate my dad for that. So it got to a point one day, he would constantly give me a paper, and he thought that at one point I had memorized the paper. So he was like, nah, this girl's too good. There's no way in the world she's reading this paper. So he gave me another newspaper to read, and lo and behold, I really sat there and literally read the paper with my cup of coffee. With my cup of coffee, I sat there with my dad, and we read. And growing up, my dad always encouraged me to read, so I started reading Donald Goines books, and I like to read a lot of murder, true crime books like Helter Skelter, John Wayne Gacy. Like, I love a lot of books and things like that. Who I am right now at this moment is a person who's striving to become better each and every day. And it's tough, and I'm the first to say that I have a very, very bad temper. Those are one of the things that I want to work on, my temper. And a lot of people don't know that. He might know that, but my temper is very, I need to work on that. And this is a holy month of Ramadan. As a Muslim, I need to be embracing that more because I believe blessings come. But that's a little bit about me. Just a little tip of the iceberg, just to kind of get us comfortable, and just to let you know, we all have flaws. We all have areas in life that we want to improve. Nobody's perfect. And I noticed that a lot of times when we are on Zoom calls, I know a lot of people are quiet. And I don't know if it's because they don't want to talk or if it's because they're shy. A lot of people are shy. But I'm here to tell you, never, ever make yourself comfortable being uncomfortable. Because when it's all said and done, nothing matters but what you feel. You never want to be unhappy and uncomfortable to make someone else happy and comfortable. So if you have questions and there's things you want to get off your chest, I used to do this thing with my sister called Get It Off Your Chest Fridays. Right. If you have something you want to talk about, get it off your chest, because people are going to love you or they're going to hate you. It doesn't matter. You could be doing everything you possibly can. People will always find a reason not to like you or to criticize you. Elevate high. Never step out of your square.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
So with that, any rebuttals? Anybody want to add anything? I want to welcome everybody, and that's the comfort corner. And it's amazing because it's a way where we can get deep, and it don't just have to be about money. Now, we still can bounce off ideas at the end and talk, a little bit. Absolutely. Which is good, but the main thing is us being able to open up with one another. And
being comfortable. Phil, you have anything you want to share? I mean, I know you talked about, things that happen with you, but I got a question for you, right? And I'm sure a lot of people probably wonder, because let me tell you, I get a lot of questions. And the first thing I get is, if you're Muslim, why did you tattoo your chest up like that? Why do you have over 15 tattoos? My question to you is, and I know you get this a lot, why did you pierce your face why did you get so many tattoos on your face? And do you think that hinders you from, people, I don't want to say taking you serious, but do you think that it's kind of like, because we live in a world where people judge before, let me tell you, when I first seen this guy, I seen him in a grocery store and my words is, what in the hell? Like, I couldn't even look at him. Like, and it's funny, I seen him twice. I seen him in a grocery store and he smiled. I was like, okay, but the glasses saved him. The glasses always saved Phil. Yeah. No, but I'm serious. When I seen him, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But I thought he was adorable. So
thank you. I mean, I guess it's just a way of me expressing myself, what I believe in, and I would say it never hindered me because the way I speak, the way I carry myself, you know what I'm saying? I always had that air of trying to be of help to people. And I feel like that's something that exudes from you when you out here trying and really making a change. And that's something our team has been doing for a while. And that's something we can continue to do on a professional level. So it don't matter how you tat it up or on you, whatever is that. I mean, you still got a different level of carrying yourself, and you're doing. I feel like it depends. It's all on what you're doing with yourself. Are you helping? Is it just you doing yoga every day? Or are you trying to tell your family about it? You trying to tell your family about Black Seeds and spread this knowledge and not only on the physical, but on the spiritual level too. Like Tahani just doing like with this comfort corner,
Yeah, the comfort corner. And I said, I wanted to do the comfort corner every Thursday because there's so many things that go on. That's why when I did the video today, I dedicated it to Black Rob. I love him, rest in peace, DMX. And I see a lot of things going on. And let me say, we used to have a show that we used to do called Woke Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
And then Instagram somehow started, I don't know. I think we were talking a little too much. I think we were waking people up a little too much.
Instagram, what they do?
They started cutting out stuff. And when I was talking, my things start getting cut off. Some of the videos went upload. But we wanted to just bring a lot of things to just to this platform. And I don't only want to make it about, intimate conversations, but about everything. Like even what's going on in our community as melanated people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even, and I talk about this all the time too, even when it comes to like us trusting these Telegram platforms that our family members and friends put us into, only to leave us, out in the cold.
Yeah.
And what I respect so much about you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, and I'm so serious. What I really respect about you guys is that you trust him.
Right.
And that shows true loyalty.
Y'all been riding.
That's like loyalty to the max. Because it's something in you. And I'm not even gonna say it's something in you. It's God. It's the God. And even though we may not share the same religion, I believe there is one God. Because when it's all said and done, there is one God. Right. And people refer to him as whomever. You can do that. But it's the God in you, and it's the trust in you that you feel that that the love that God has for you, he's not going to steer you wrong. He's not. God is not going to steer you wrong. It says that we're running out of time, but I don't know. How do you get
so basically, it's running out of time. What we're doing is we got to get the other one. We got to just upgrade our account.
Well, I mean, why can't we just log back on? Because there's people that want to say something.
I mean, yeah.
Because I don't want to be the only one. I mean, and I know this is the first session, and then eventually we'll get to the next one and things like that. But I did want to speak on something. And let me just say this. And I think I had a conversation with you and my dad in the car the other day. Allah, God, should say God, the creator, does things to reach us individually in our lives. And that could be by taking someone we love who's very close to us, or that's by causing a world pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic or pandemic.
Pandemic or on pandemic. So what I want to say is that we really need to start taking heed to these things. And I think that, like I always say, if we focus our attention on more, becoming more intimate with one another on a spiritual level, I not even say think, I believe that everything will flow the way it needs to. And a lot of times in the Telegram groups that I was in, one thing I didn't like specifically was that a lot of people came under the guise of God as Christians, you know, and what they did was they used Christianity and played gospel music and used all of these, you know, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I'll say it again. Can somebody tell me where I left off at?
It's gonna cut off on this too. I think that's because we got to go off and come back on there.
About
Is that a lot of people use Christianity to, you know, lure people?
Right.
Deceive people, yeah.
Right. Okay. So it looks like it's about to cut off on us, but I'm about to get right back on.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll convert this video and pop back on, guys.
We'll come right back on.
All right.
Okay. I'm back. I'm not sure if I see anybody and I can't tell if people, okay, I think people are here.